Welcome back to our study in the two letters Paul wrote to Timothy. In our last session we finished chapter 5 of the first letter. We're going to pick up in chapter 6 verse 1 of the second letter with a slightly different emphasis. Let all who are under the yoke as slaves regard their own masters as worthy of all honor, so that the name of God and our doctrine may not be spoken against. And let those who have believers as their masters not be disrespectful to them, because they are brethren, but let them serve them all the more, because those who partake of the benefit are believers and beloved. Teach and preach these principles. Paul is addressing probably what we could rather put into terms as employers and employees. In the day that Paul lived, slavery was very acceptable. In fact, it was sometimes very honorable. People sold themselves into slavery for security, for a place to live, for a place to know that they were taken care of in all their needs. And masters in those days were generally very beneficial to their slaves and to the people that were working for them, because obviously they were making money by them and they were becoming wealthy. And they had a little different attitude than we have experienced here in America during the 19th century. And so it was a different type of environment, a different type of relationship. And Paul instructs the Christians who are slaves, who are employees, shall we say, that they should be respectful of the people they work for and not disrespect them. And even more so if they're Christians, but not that there is a downgrade because the owner or the employer is not a Christian, but we're to respect those in authority over us as employers, as, shall we say, owners in that regard of his day and his culture. We're to respect him so that the aspect of our Christian faith will be respected. When we act out and we are disrespectful, we discredit our faith and we give a bad reflection of Jesus Christ in the way we produce our work and our employment. And that's very important. I think the opposite is so true too. We as employers in our day and age must respect our employees too, and not be abusive, and know that they have a purpose in our lives and they are doing a work for us. And if they aren't doing their work properly, we should let them go and find those who will. But we do that even with an element of respect, especially if those employees are Christians or professing Christians. We want to make sure that the name of Christ is exalted in everything we do, whether we are employers or employees. Be respectful and be honest and be forthright so that Christ is exalted in everything we do. We'll pick up there in our next session.